Hello there, thanks for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and what a fun, charismatic, busy 1958 rock and roll concert poster to show you here. Now this is just the trunk part of it. This is about a 17-inch square, but it's definitely the original piece of cardboard, and all of the white around it has been trimmed off by somebody probably back in the 50s who wanted to put it in a smaller frame or something like that. So, but glad to have it, because these things just don't come along that often. In fact, here's a picture of the poster with all the information and the border intact, and it's been framed, and as you can see there it is from Charlotte, North Carolina, is that? Yeah, from May 29th of 1958. A little bit of glare there, but that's the way the poster is supposed to look, but I'll take a trunk over nothing, that's for sure. So, boy, what a busy poster too. It's got 15 acts plus a master of ceremonies, and what a fun time this must be. It's just so charismatic and colorful. I just really love this thing. It's really cool. So there's Sam Cooke leading things off, top row on the left, and You Send Me, of course, just a universal hit that appears on almost all early Sam Cooke posters once it hit. A huge crossover, #1 on both charts, pop and R&B. And then Lonely Island is given as a Sam Cooke song title as well, and that was his current record, and it was a top 10 R&B. Then, front row center there at the top, you've got Clyde McPhatter, and Without Love was top 5 rhythm and blues hit the year before in '57, and Tom Jones made it a monster for baby boomers in 1970. Did he with Without Love. Then you've got the Everly Brothers up there, Phil and Don with their isolated heads, looking pretty cool. Always nice to see them on a poster. Unfortunately, it's got a poor song choice for them. This Little Girl of Mine was a hit for Ray Charles, but not for the Everly Brothers, and actually the poster even gives the, messes up a word, This Little Girl of Mine, it says here. And it sort of even broke the Everly's momentum that they were getting with Bye Bye Love, Wake Up Little Susie, and All I Have to Do Is Dream. But, you take what you get as far as song titles. Then, moving to the second row, we've got George Hamilton IV there, as you can see, and it says Now and for Always, which was, his current record, but no big deal. He had basically a lukewarm pop career, but boy, he moved to the country genre, and heavens, he charted 40 country and western singles from 1960 on, including one that most of us know, Abilene, from 1963. Then you've got Laverne Baker, really front and center there. Look at Laverne, great top half of that circle there with Jim Dandy, dead center on the poster. That had been her 11th straight top 10, or make that top 20 rhythm and blues hit, and Jim Dandy was a #1 for her, so deserved placement for sure. Then you've got the Silhouettes there, and with Get a Job, a very famous early rock and roll song, and unfortunately it's the only 45 they ever charted, but it did go to #1 on both pop and R&B. Okay, moving down to the next row, there you've got the Royal Teens mentioned there, and they were sort of one-hit wonders with Short Shorts, but at least it went to top 3, both pop and R&B, so it was very big. And one of those 5 faces, by the way, in the Royal Teens, move in just a little closer, is Bob Gaudio, and he went on to become a founding member of the Four Seasons and have a great pop career with them. Then we've got, look at that, Frankie Avalon, 18-year-old Frankie Avalon with his first hit, Dee Dee Dinah. That was his current hit as well, went top 10 pop, and Frankie, of course, would have a whole slew of, 2 to 3 years worth of pop hits, including Venus. Then you've got Jackie Wilson on there. Boy, to me, that's the real sleeper on this poster. Look at that, Jackie Wilson with Reet Petite. They certainly couldn't put the whole song title on there. After Reet Petite, it said, parentheses, the finest girl you ever want to meet. And I was shocked that it was not a hit record for him. It just went 62 pop, number 62, and didn't do R&B at all. And here it is in case I'm sure you recognize it. Listen to this. So that's Jackie Wilson's Reet Petite, and I just thought it was a bigger hit, but that's okay. He would get his hit. Later this year, Lonely Teardrops would come out and would be #1 for 2 months. Holy cow. Then you've got the Story Sisters. Look at that with Bad Motorcycle, and I guess I assume they were an R&B duo because these posters always mix things up. But interestingly, they were a couple of black gals, sisters, that were a Philadelphia rock and roll duo. And Bad Motorcycle was a Cameo Parkway 45 that barely squeaked into the top 50 on the pop charts, but did 0 with R&B. And next to the Story Sisters, you have Harold Kramer there, the MC, and that's no big deal, right? Wrong. Boy, Kramer had a long and illustrious showbiz career. He acted on Broadway in a play with Bert Lahr, Ethel Merman, and Betty Grable. and he was a tap dance star. In fact, during this tour, and when he played with Laverne Baker, he'd come out and tap danced when she sang Jim Dandy, so he got the nickname eventually Harold Jim Dandy Kramer. That's kind of funny. And then we've got the Crescendos over here with Oh Julie, and that was their only chart record, but it did go top 5, both pop and R&B, so that's pretty cool. It's funny that the Crescendos were 5 guys from Nashville. There's their picture, see that? And yet Oh Julie had a lead vocal by a female vocalist, and she's not even in the picture, but maybe because it's so small. That tiny space is just 1.5 by 2 inches there. I barely got the 5 guys in, right? And so finally, on this big busy poster, we go to the bottom row, which is mostly losers, right? Wrong again. Look at that. Wow, Jimmy Reed. Holy cat. That's, let me get over on the other side here so I can better position it for you. Make sure you see it. Jimmy Reed, of course, a blues legend, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member, and heavy influence on, say, both the Rolling Stones and Elvis Presley. And with something like a blues artist, 45s are not as important. And sure enough, this record didn't chart at all, but given on the poster. But a few months earlier, he had a hit with Honest I Do in the top 5, and the Rolling Stones recorded it on their first record. And his R&B hit before that, The Sun Is Shining, the Stones did no less but perform it at the infamous Altamont concert in 1969. I could go on forever about Jimmy Reed, but I'll wait till he's headlining a poster. There you've got the Monotones with A Book of Love, and that's a very famous 50s doo-wop rock and roll hit. They don't give a picture of them though because the record was just, it went top 5, both R&B and pop, but it just wasn't big yet when the poster was designed. Wonder, wonder, who wrote the Book of Love? That's, sorry, I try to never sing on my videos, but there we have an exception. And then All in Person Slug. But over there you've got Jimmy Dell. Look at that, and Teeny Weeny, and indeed he's sort of teeny weeny down here on the poster. But that was an up-tempo rockabilly bopper that was pretty popular, and it didn't chart at all. But thanks to YouTube, you and I can go watch him performing it in later years and having a lot of fun with it and being really appreciated by rockabilly fans. So. This is such a small piece of cardboard, but so much history and so much fun. I just love this thing. The biggest show of stars for '58, the spring edition. And I'd love to get one whole for my collection someday, that's for sure. So if you know one, please let me know. Thanks for coming by. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.